Your agent framework demos beautifully on your laptop and then falls apart the moment it hits your pipeline. That gap isn't your fault. It's baked into how these tools were designed. And the two most popular options, LangChain and CrewAI, fail your CI/CD in completely different ways. Here's the core problem nobody warns you about. Agent frameworks are built for interactive exploration. A developer in a notebook, watching output stream, retrying prompts by hand. CI/CD is the opposite universe. It's headless, non-interactive, deterministic, and it fails loudly when something takes too long or costs too much. When you try to bolt an inherently probabilistic agent onto a system that expects a green check or a red X, the seams start showing immediately. Take LangChain first. Its biggest strength in a pipeline is also its biggest liability. It exposes everything. You can pin your chains, mock your LLM calls, and inject fake responses through its runnable interface, which means you can actually write unit tests that don't hit a live model. That's gold for CI. But the flip side is version churn. I've watched a LangChain minor bump silently change how a tool calling agent parses arguments, and a green pipeline goes red with 0 code changes on your side. If you don't lock your dependencies to exact versions and snapshot your prompts, your build becomes a coin flip. CrewAI has the opposite personality. It's opinionated and higher level. You define agents, tasks, and a crew, and it orchestrates the conversation between them. That reads beautifully and demos even better. But in a pipeline, that abstraction fights you. The multi-agent chatter means one test run might make 6 model calls and the next might make 9, depending on how the agents decide to delegate. Your test duration swings wildly. Your token bill is non-deterministic, and mocking a single agent's response doesn't stop the others from calling out to the network. Let me make this concrete with a real scenario. A GitHub Actions job that runs your agent against 3 fixed inputs and asserts the output. With LangChain, I wired a fake LLM that returns canned responses per prompt, and the whole suite ran in under 2 seconds with no API key required. Fully deterministic, fully offline. With CrewAI, getting the same isolation meant stubbing the underlying model client at a lower level, because the framework doesn't hand you a clean injection point for the whole crew. It worked, but it took 3 times the setup and felt like fighting the tool's grain. Then there's the timeout and cost dimension, which is where CI really punishes you. CI runners have wall clock limits, and your finance team has patience limits. LangChain lets you set per call timeouts and max iterations explicitly, so a runaway agent gets killed cleanly. CrewAI's max iteration controls exist, but sit further from your reach, and a crew that gets stuck in a delegation loop can burn through your budget before the runner even times out. Always cap iterations, always set a hard job timeout, and always run a cost assertion in the test itself. So the honest verdict, if your priority is a fast, offline, deterministic pipeline, LangChain's testability wins today, provided you pin versions religiously. If you love CrewAI's orchestration, keep it, but budget real-time for lower-level mocking and hard iteration caps, and never let it touch a live model in CI. Neither framework fits your pipeline out of the box. Both require you to force determinism onto a probabilistic system. Tomorrow, I'm publishing the exact GitHub Actions workflow file that makes CrewAI run fully offline and deterministic. The mocking layer, the cost assertions, and the timeout guards all in one copy-paste template. If you don't want to rebuild that from scratch yourself, subscribe right now so it lands in your feed the moment it drops.